Today, I'm going to give you a few tips on how to be real and relaxed on live video. And I'm Catherine Taylor, and this is my show. You know, a lot of the lifestyle today, everything is, especially since COVID, is up online, and people are doing Zooms and they're doing all kinds of things online. And if they're not doing it, I think they're thinking they should be doing it, but they're not necessarily comfortable doing it. So I thought if I could share some points with you, you might learn something and feel more comfortable doing that. And I remember when I started going live, it was a few years ago. I had no idea what I was doing. It was a sunny morning. I was walking on the Halifax waterfront, and I had my phone open to Facebook, and I saw this Facebook Live, and I'm thinking, I wonder what this is. Oh, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll try it. And so I did. The next thing, I'm on the Halifax waterfront, and I'm doing a live video, and it was Saturday morning. I did not expect anyone would be on there, but there were a few friends that were watching my live stream, and I chatted, and then I was like, okay, I'm done with this. It's ready to go. No idea. Absolutely. I had no idea how to turn off my live videos. So I'm sure I provided great shots of my nose hairs, my feet, some of the buildings nearby. Of course, I eventually figured out how to shut off my video. And so that was the first time I dipped my toes in the water. Did it go well? It provided entertainment for people for sure. And a little bit embarrassing, but I didn't worry about that too much. I thought, what odds? I can do it again. It's live. It's going to be gone. You know how those feeds go. Anyway, I moved on, but did I allow that first mistake to stop me from going forward? No, I didn't. The next thing I did, very shortly thereafter, I joined a group, a monthly challenge where you had to go live every day. And these lives were short. They had to be a minute or so. But every day you had to come up, show up, and do your live. And so that I found, okay, that really got me moving. And I'm going to suggest that. I'm going to say that's a great idea. If you're thinking to begin going live and you're not sure how to do it, join a group, get some people around you. They'll have training videos, watch some of those, and those will help you get a feel for what you're doing and give you the basics. And what I did was I gathered a few of my friends and they said, come on, do this live challenge with me. And they did. So it became fun and we had our own support system. So I highly recommend, as a first step, just do that. Just jump into a challenge in a nice, easy way where you show up every day and you've got friends who can learn with you. It's not that big a deal. Give it a thought. Now, the next thing I would want to mention is it's great to talk about things about which you have a lot of passion. For example, if I was here today to talk to you about, I don't know, something I've done in my life that I'm not all that interested in, or perhaps something I haven't even done, I'm just going to read up on it. Well, it's not going to be the same at all. I feel if you're going to go live, talk about something you're familiar with, something you have passion for. That will come across to your audience and your viewers. They'll know that you have a confidence and a familiarity with the topic. So that's always a great way to begin. And don't worry about making mistakes or errors. I mean, this is live video. That's part of it. And people expect it. It's quite normal. So don't be afraid to just go out there and do it and enjoy your mistakes. Sometimes your mistakes can provide entertainment, much as mine did that Saturday morning with my first live Facebook. Everyone's a little shy when they first do this, and it's a little disconcerting to sit in a room and look at a point and talk. But another very great idea that you can take with you is, in addition to talking about things that you're knowledgeable and passionate about, think about that you're talking to a friend. Think about one person. Think about that they are sitting across from you and you're explaining to them whatever it is you want to talk about. And that does make it so much easier and much more relatable. Because if you think, well, I'm talking to the whole wide world, which allow me to tell you, you aren't. When you start with live video, not many people are watching you. And so don't worry about that. It'll be your friends, your family, your dog, and they're very forgiving and loving and supportive. So give yourself a chance to just talk to them when you go live, and it will help relax you and make you feel much better about what you're doing. So we've kind of covered all of those things to get yourself going. Sometimes people will say, well, how long should my live video be? My advice to them would be your live video should be as long as it takes to cover the topic that you're covering. It doesn't have to be any certain length. I know that you will find articles that say the ideal time is 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and perhaps there are those sweet spots. But when you're starting out, don't worry about that. Think about your topic. Think about what you want to say, what you want to cover, and when you're finished with your topic, time to say goodbye. And I think people will appreciate that. I know that I do, for sure. Another thing you can think about is, how do you like to see a live video? Look at some of them, see what you enjoy, and see what makes you feel comfortable. Of course, for example, if I'm doing a live video, even though it's live and somewhat spontaneous, I do give some thought and preparation time, not to script everything out, but to have some points about what I want to share with people. I think that's important to do. But would you prefer if I sat here and read a script to you, or would you prefer if I sit here and talk to you about live video and what my experiences have been? I think that you'd prefer the latter, which is why I'm doing this particular way. But I did think about it beforehand. I did plan what were the things that I wanted to know when I started, and what would be the things that I could share that would help people who are getting ready to, dip their toe in the water, so to speak, and hold back. So again, it comes back to doing it. Just do it, because no one starts out being great at this. It really is a time for you to experiment. You have your small audiences of friends and so on, and just get out there and do it. I know that some people come more naturally to this than others. Absolutely. My background, I worked in public relations and marketing and television. So those are our arenas where actually you do get out there and you have to think on your feet and speak. But I didn't work at that for a long time. I had a big break from it because of a move, and I had to work in a field that wasn't my normal forte. But what I did was I found things that I could do. You can volunteer with community television. You can get involved with local theater. In fact, just record yourself reading chapters from a book you like. Get used to being in front of a camera and doing what it is you want to do. And get used to seeing yourself, because I think a lot of people always say, I don't want to hear myself. I don't want to see myself. And you know what? That's all perfectly normal. I've always gone through periods where I don't even watch a show I do sometimes, just because it's like, do I want to see it again? Now, that's one part of it, but there are benefits to watching yourself and learning how you do and picking up points, things that you can do better. But it's not necessary. You have to get used to seeing yourself in this format and being comfortable with that. And another important point is to get your eye contact with the camera and not your image on the screen, whether you're using a phone, a computer, whatever it is. And I find it's helpful to do something to remind yourself of that. Put a sticker by the camera lens, because that's not where our eyes would normally gravitate. We'd want to look at anyone, anything, rather than that little dot. And that's pretty normal, but it makes for a better contact with your audience. So try to keep that in mind. I'm checking down myself here a little bit to see if I'm staying on track with my topic. I think a little bit of that's okay, but mainly let's keep the focus with your audience. And that means looking at that groovy little camera dot. The other thing you can think about, and there are people who specialize in this, but what's your set? What's behind you? And again, live video being live, you can do it anywhere. So you can do it by the seashore, you can, do it in front of a tree. It all depends on where you're going live. But if you are planning something in particular with a series that you want to do, or a certain message that you want to get across, you may want to think about your set. For example, if you are in carpentry and you want to give tips on that, so you might want to do it in your workshop. If you're, you don't want the untidy bookshelf behind you or things that are going to distract from you. So give a little thought to your set and be creative with it. And there are wonderful videos online and people that can help you if you get to the level of professionalism that you really, really want to target that. And again, your set, how you look. A lot of people get hung up on this. No, I can't go live. I've got to get my hair done. I've got to get my makeup done. I've got blah, 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 blah. Those are roadblocks you don't need. Remember, this is live video. Of course, whatever your personal style is, bring that to your live video. But there's no need to go for perfection. This is what it is. And find your comfortable spot with that, but don't let it be the excuse as to why you don't show up. Be yourself. This is what people want to see, what they expect to see. So these are some of the things you can keep in mind. We've all heard the wonderful stories where people have done this video, it's gone viral, they've got all these followers. Okay, that can happen on occasion. Usually it's some kind of quirky thing. But in general, if you decide that you want to go in this direction and create a following and an audience, it's work. You have to work at it. You have to build your audience. You have to build your credibility. You have to show up. You have to show up and be consistent. You can't just randomly do it here or there or, once a month. There really are some suggested frequencies for showing up, which I think maybe a minimum might be 3 times a week. You can delve into that. But even just to say, okay, I'm going to start, do your 30-day challenge, and then start to show up with other things on a regular basis, because this really does take time. Give yourself a year. And remember, when you start, no one's watching. So I hope that some of these tips that I shared with you are going to be helpful. I haven't done a lot of these live videos myself of this nature, of the longer instructional kind. So it's kind of fun and new for me to do that as well. A little bit about me. I'm in Newfoundland, Canada, and I enjoy very much working with live video online. If you have enjoyed this, you can share on Facebook, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So very quickly, I'm just going to run back, just review those quick points before I go. First of all, get out there and do it. Take the chance, don't delay. Find a challenge. Talk about what you're passionate about. Mistakes, shyness, all that. You can overcome it, can be learned. It's all normal. Talk about what you know and are enthusiastic about. Pretend that you're talking to one person, not the whole world. And basically, when you start, that's about what it is. And no hard and fast rules on the length of time. Cover your topic and then say goodbye. Keep that eye contact with your camera. You want to be looking up there and not at yourself. Check out what's behind you. Is it in alignment with what you want to say? Check yourself out. How do you want to look? What's your image? And be consistent and show up regularly. And that's the most important thing. Do it. Now, if you have questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them in the chats, and just leave them there and we can share the information with everyone. Again, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that it will help you be real and relaxed on live video. Have a great day and stay tuned for more. Bye now. I do know how to shut it off. I'm just playing with you.